Happy Saturday, everybody. Sit down. Grab your coffee. Because Granny's Watching dropped a nearly 4-hour stream today, and bless her heart, there is a lot to unpack. The stream is called Infested with Stupidity, and I want you to really sit with that title for a second, because by the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly how fitting it is. We've got legal updates, we've got attorney letters, we've got cockroaches, and oh my God, we've got an attorney claiming somebody told their followers to write to a judge. Yes, an actual sitting judge during active litigation. Good grief. I am not making any of this up, y'all. Let's get into it. So Granny opens her stream on her porch swing. Hummingbirds, sunshine, coffee in hand, the whole picture. Very peaceful, very cozy. And she wastes no time letting her audience know that Brittany J has been very, very busy talking about her over the last few days. Now, Granny's position, which she comes back to throughout this entire stream, is pretty simple. She says, I wasn't even live. She came for me first. She always comes for me first. Her claim is that Brittany cannot resist the opportunity to play the victim, and that the only way any of this stops is if Brittany stops talking about her. She also admits, and this is the part I actually appreciated, that her own patience is running thin. She says she's one dumb comment away from snapping, and that she's been angrier lately, and she knows it. That's, honestly, a level of self-awareness you don't always see in this space, so I'll give her that. The tone for that first hour or so is simmering. She's not screaming, she's on a porch swing. But make no mistake, she is absolutely building to something. Okay, so Granny spends a significant chunk of this stream talking about Brittany J's pregnancy, specifically the way it was revealed and what she believes is a very deliberate pattern of Brittany borrowing other creators' stories and presenting them as her own. Here's what she claims happened. She plays audio from another creator who had a genuinely traumatic birth experience, a beach trip, blood pressure complications, the whole thing, and says it lines up almost beat for beat with things Brittany later said about her own birth experience. Same general timeline, strikingly similar details. Her claim is that Brittany watches other creators, absorbs their stories, and repeats them as her own. She describes it as Brittany building herself out of other people's personalities like, and this is Granny's word, a Frankenstein. Now that is Granny's claim, not a verified fact, but it is the framework she is working from throughout this entire stream. There's also a whole conversation about the pregnancy denial. Brittany apparently told people publicly she wasn't pregnant, while people around her reportedly knew otherwise, including her own associate Reality, who was out there defending her based on information Brittany allegedly gave her. Granny's point is that you don't get to let your friend go to bat for you over a lie you told her, and then act like everybody else is the problem. She also addresses claims about BJ's baby having a club foot. And I'll say this, she actually did her research on that one. She talks about what club foot is, how it's typically treated, and says genuinely that she hopes the baby is getting proper medical care. That part was measured. Credit where it's due. All right, this is the segment everybody came for. This is where things get real fast. So here is the backstory in plain English. Granny and Brittany J are in the middle of active legal proceedings, multiple cases, all tangled together. And according to the attorney letter Granny reads on stream, Brittany J went live and told her followers, directly, on camera, to write to the judge. Quoted in the letter, with a timestamp pulled directly from Brittany's own stream. People should start writing into the judge and tell the judge what's happening. Oh my God. For fuck's sake, Brittany. Granny's attorney then sent a formal letter to Brittany J's own lawyer, and Granny reads it on stream. So let me break it down for y'all, because this letter is loaded. Point 1. The The letter opens by telling Brittany J. to go get a copy of the transcript from a previous court hearing, a safety concern hearing held before Judge Eckel. Why? Because according to the letter, her own co-plaintiff, a guy referred to as Nick the Hat, apparently testified at that hearing in ways that are not flattering to Brittany at all, and Brittany reportedly didn't even show up to that hearing. So the attorney is essentially saying, your own teammate already talked, under oath, and you don't even know what he said. Good grief. Point 2. The letter quotes Brittany J. directly, timestamp and everything, allegedly calling for people to write to the judge. And here is where it gets even more absurd. As of the time that letter was written, there wasn't even a judge assigned to the next hearing yet. According to the letter, Brittany was allegedly telling people to contact a judge for a case that didn't even have a judge assigned yet. The consequence? Brittany's own lawyer is now going to be subpoenaed, meaning legally required to show up to the July 14th hearing on attorney fees. Her lawyer is now a witness because of what she allegedly did. Point 3. Nick the Hat, Brittany's co-plaintiff, meaning the person who was supposed to be suing alongside her is also being subpoenaed to testify about his conversations with Brittany regarding the case. The letter asks if BJ's attorney will accept service on Nick's behalf. That's a legal courtesy. It basically means, do you want to tell your guy, or should we just go ahead and do it ourselves? Point 4. And this one, y'all, this is the one. According to the letter, Brittany apparently does not understand what a default judgment is. So let me explain it in plain English, because this matters. A default judgment happens when someone gets sued and doesn't respond to that lawsuit by the legal deadline. When that happens, the court basically says, fine. We are going to treat everything the other side alleged as true because you didn't show up to dispute it. The letter states Brittany defaulted. She didn't respond in time, which means the core allegations against her already deemed admitted by the court. She cannot walk into that July 14th hearing and argue the facts of the case. That ship has sailed, honey. What July 14th is actually about is how much she owes in attorney fees. That's it. That is the entire hearing. Brittany thinks she's going to court to fight. She's actually going to court to find out what she owes. Oh my God. Point 5. According to the letter, a guest on Brittany J's stream said on camera that Granny sounds like Hitler. And the attorney's letter makes this very clear. In North Carolina, a streamer is legally responsible for what is said on their platform by their guests. That comment, according to the letter, just got added to the punitive damages claim. And punitive damages, in plain English, are the extra financial penalties a court can tack on when someone's behavior is particularly bad. Not just to make the victim whole, but to punish the person who caused the harm. Point 6. Granny has apparently been publicly accused by Brittany J. of being behind multiple CPS calls made about her children. Granny's attorney states in the letter that he plans to request the court allow him to look into records related to those calls, privately, through the judge, to clear Granny's name from that accusation. The term used in the letter is in camera, and before anybody runs with that, Granny's attorney acquaintance Wendy clarifies it on stream. In camera does not mean on a camera. It means the judge reviews the materials privately, in his chambers, away from the public record. Personal information gets redacted. It just means the judge looks at it quietly, without it becoming a public spectacle. Point 7. The letter closes by noting that Granny's attorney still has plenty of time on the statute of limitations, which is just the legal window you have to file a lawsuit. That window has not closed. The defamation case is, in the attorney's own words, upcoming. So let's recap, because good grief, that is a lot. According to the attorney letter read on stream, because Brittany allegedly told her followers to write to a judge, her own lawyer is now a witness. Her co-plaintiff is getting subpoenaed. A panel guest's comment just added to the damages. She can't argue the facts of the main case anymore because she already defaulted, and a defamation lawsuit is still on its way, with plenty of time on the clock. Granny's own summary of all of this is honestly the most efficient version. She should learn to shut up. After the letter is read, Granny brings in a woman named Wendy, who appears to have some legal background, and this part is actually worth slowing down for. The conversation turns to discovery, which in plain English is the legal process where both sides in a lawsuit have to hand over relevant documents, messages, and information before a trial even happens. And Wendy makes a point that I think a lot of people in this space genuinely underestimate. Discovery can reach everything. Text messages, direct messages, emails, even deleted content, if it can be recovered. If a case reaches full discovery, an attorney can legally request access to the deepest, darkest corners of someone's private communications. There's also a conversation about the cease and desist letters Brittany previously sent. It's alleged on stream, and I want to be clear, this is a claim, not verified, that those letters may have been written or drafted by moderators, not her attorney. Her attorney's own letter reportedly referenced, quote, pre-written CNDs. If that's accurate, she paid $8,500 for that. Oh my God. And now we arrive at the cockroach. If you missed the original incident, during a previous Brittany J stream, a very large, very real cockroach allegedly crawled across her on camera. She called it a moth. Then she said it wasn't real at all, and that the video was AI edited. Granny, who has clearly been waiting for this moment, says she has now received a response from an entomologist. Yes, she sent the clip to an actual bug expert, and according to Granny, it was confirmed. Cockroach. She plays the clip on stream. Her chat loses its entire mind. The commentary is exactly what you'd expect. Granny points out that BJ didn't even end the stream when the roach appeared on camera, and her take is that that reaction alone tells you everything you need to know about what passes for normal in that household. She also claims that BJ said she killed it afterward, and then lied about that too. Her line, and I think this is genuinely quotable, she even lied about killing the roach. Who lies that much? Good grief, Brittany. Good grief. Granny's argument is that the gaslighting about the cockroach, telling people they didn't see what they saw, is the exact same thing Brittany does about everything else in her life. And honestly, that's not a hard case to make. The last chunk of this segment is pure chaos, y'all. Chat is inventing cockroach games. Someone suggests bug hunt as a family game night alternative. Someone else suggests hunting roach eggs instead of Easter eggs. Granny eventually tells them all they're going to hell and wraps it up. Bless their hearts. Every single one of them. The stream ends on a note that is, genuinely, a little earnest. And I think it's worth mentioning. Granny says she hopes Brittany will put down the phone, stop prioritizing YouTube drama, and spend real time with her kids before they're grown, and those kids want nothing to do with her. She talks about board games, family nights, Uno, Candyland. She says she's been telling Brittany for years, you're going to blink and they will be grown. She also mentions, and this stood out to me, that she does not listen to BJ's streams herself because she knows it will make her angry. But she makes sure she has copies of everything. And she makes sure her lawyer knows everything that's said. Then she goes to the movies with her family. Toy Story 5, apparently. And she signs off. So, let's bring it home. What happened in this stream, stripped all the way down to its bones. According to the attorney letter read on stream, Brittany J told her followers to write to a judge. That one alleged action has now resulted in her own lawyer being subpoenaed as a witness, her co-plaintiff being called to testify against her. Additional punitive damages being added to an existing claim, and a defamation lawsuit that is still coming, with plenty of time on the clock. She defaulted on the main case. She cannot argue the facts anymore. July 14th is about money she owes, not whether she was right or wrong. Her panel guest allegedly compared Granny to Hitler on her own platform. That is now in the damages claim. And there was a cockroach, confirmed by an entomologist, according to Granny. Not AI, not a moth, a cockroach. Oh my God. I'll say this, whatever you think about the personalities in this space, the legal piece here is genuinely serious. Encouraging your followers to contact a sitting judge during active litigation is not something a person does when they understand how courts work. Receipts don't argue. I'm Crama Reels. I'll see y'all in the next one.